Brentford beating Swansea by 3-1 to book a place in the final at Wembley. Remember, Swansea had a 1-0 lead going into this second leg. This was what playoff football's all about, Ian.
Yeah, it was. And it's interesting because Brentford, I don't think they've been in the top flight since the 1940s. So I think they'd be an interesting addition. They're a slick team. They nearly messed it up at the end and made it a bit nervy by giving away a goal. But I think they were the better team over the two legs. And they go through to the final where they're probably going to play Fulham, who are 2-0 up after the first leg of their tie against Cardiff City. So I think that will be a sweet football match at Wembley, that playoff final.
I will sidestep the obvious 1940 joke, Ian. Craig, overall,
well,
obviously.
I was thinking about sidestepping it as well, but it was the first thing.
And the answer's no. Carry on.
Yeah, it was the first thing that came to his mind and my mind.
Craig, kind of justice was done after those poor decisions in the first leg for Brentford, you feel?
Well, look, they are the better side. They would have been kicking themselves that they didn't make automatic promotion on that last day after losing to Barnsley at home. But it didn't, it didn't get them down. Clearly, the manager got a response from the players. They didn't play brilliantly in the first game in Swansea. The decisions went against them, but they were in complete control of this game. They passed the ball better. Until Pontus Jansson, did a crazy centre-half thing and tried a back heel out a dangerous area with 12 minutes or so to go. They really looked comfortable, and that, as you mentioned, that's what the playoffs are all about. It looked as if it was over, and then Brentford had to sweat it out because of a mistake by a centre-half, but Swansea didn't do enough, Dan, and I thought some of Brentford's football was excellent, particularly when they got the ball quickly into Benrahma, when he got on the front foot, and they utilised the pace of young Watkins up front. And it will be a really good game if it is to be Fulham that reach the playoff final. We're going to discuss that, I know. But they're going to be two evenly matched sides if it is Fulham v Brentford.
Ian, why isn't there VAR in these games? It seems ridiculous.
Well, I totally agree with you. And I think they've got to give serious consideration to that because you don't want key issues. And after all, the value of promotion to the Premier League is put at £200 million now. So, yeah, we've got VAR. We can use it, and we should be using it in games as big as that.
It just, we talked about this before, Craig. It just doesn't seem to make any. I don't know what the argument is for not having it.
Well, it's the usual, it's set in stone. We didn't use it during the regular season, so we're just going to sit in the fence and be Neanderthals here, and we're not going to use it. Even though this is a separate playoff system now, the finances are so big. Why not throw a bit of VAR controversy in there? It'll get the team that goes up used to the VAR controversy of the Premier League because they've been pathetic this year. But you really hope, when we get to the final, they've got no VAR. It's a one-off game. There's no going back for a second leg. And a big decision is wrong. An obvious decision is wrong or a sending off. And we're not utilising the technology. It's 2020, guys. It just seems hideous.
The next match, as you mentioned, tomorrow, Ian, we'll see Fulham take on Cardiff. Fulham already with a 2-0 lead. They should be fine going through to the final.
Yeah, they should. Of course, they've got the USA player Tim Ream in their team. There's a lot of American players who used to play for Fulham, including Clint Dempsey and Brian McBride, of course, who's obviously seen quite a bit on this programme. So Fulham are a nice passing team. I think they probably improved a bit from the team that went down from the Premier League. But, those three other teams other than Brentford who are in the playoffs, they've all had a recent crack at the Premier League and they haven't been good enough, frankly. So it would be refreshing to see a team like Brentford make it, and particularly as they're going to be in a posh, plush new stadium.
Okay, well, let's...
because of all those American players that you mentioned, Ian, there is a Fulham supporters club. Here in the US now, I believe they've just decided that you're no longer invited on your next visit.
Almost certainly, I've just probably killed the invitation.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.